Hi, welcome to another best decks for ranked ladder. Something to keep in mind for today's episode that is gonna be kind of aggro heavy, but I also gonna add some of my personal favorites in the end because I think aggro is definitely gonna not be that strong as it is in early season. So definitely keep that in mind. And these decks are for 26th of May, so it's possible that in a few days they not be like actually good anymore because the meta evolves so fast. So let's look at them. First deck first, and man, I'm so happy to see him again. Draven Sion is like a deck that I kind of liked honestly when it was a meta. And thinking back, it's actually amazing. Draven is so good since the buff. The one health matters so much. It actually can block. It doesn't die to Mystic Shot. It's so much better, and this deck is actually amazing. Not only because of Draven though. New addition in Blowback is so good in this deck. You have so many discard fodder that this is always finding things to use, and it's just so good. It's like I would compare it like to Turbine. It's dealing damage to unit, also it's some reach, and like this deck, thanks to that, has so much damage from hand. When you look at this version, it has 20 damage from hand. You have triple blowback, triple get excited, and one mystic shot. Strategy depends a lot about matchup. In some matchups, you go kind of slower, you go for Sign Wincon. In some matchups, you have to go face. But some strategies just cannot deal with your Sign, for example. Some strategies cannot deal with your go wide, go face strategies. And like, this deck is so powerful. I would definitely say that this deck is something to stay because I think it's having such good numbers, even it's like the most deck played. So definitely recommend this deck so much. And let's look at the second deck. When I made prep for this video, I was like, what is going on? Am I playing in 2021 or 2023? And yeah, another deck that we all know from 2021, one of the best decks in the history, I would say even, and that's Poppy Ziggs. It's back. It's not as powerful as it used to be in 2021 because it was so stupid, but it's back again, and it's putting numbers so good that I cannot miss it. This deck is just classic. Go smoke, go face, don't care about anything else. But this has kind of different than the other ones because you have such a strong bird. Poppy is so good, and Ziggs is also amazing. These champions are so good what they're doing. Poppy is of course buffing your bird because you tend to be very right with a lot of like one drops that you're playing, as well like House Spires and Mire. Into, of course, Ziggs. That's one of the best champions in the game as well, because like it's 3 mana 3/4 that deals something extra. Dex feels good. It's feeling sometimes kind of clunky, but when it's having the curve, when you're having the proper on throw, when you're attacking on throw, the deck is just so powerful that nothing actually can beat it. So definitely recommend it. You're gonna get some free LP early in the season. I don't know if it's the deck that will stay, but I wouldn't be surprised if it actually stayed. So let's look at the third deck. Third deck, and it's finally not aggro. It's Anikat Broadman with the new addition in Condense. Condense is feeling so good. It's so good with T-Bulk, of course. It's decent with Broadman, it's decent with Aloof. It's playable with Concolages, but also with your opponent guy. That's something to also to keep in mind. This deck, Flock is back, so this deck is popping off. And when I played it, I think this is the best Broadman deck we ever had, just because how many things you can do, how Condense is stronger card, and how good this deck is into so many Demacia decks that are running around. You're gonna kind of, not gonna be the best into the Sion, but otherwise you're gonna be kind of good into the meta. And yeah, I think this deck is so amazing. And if you are not the aggro guy, I would definitely recommend you trying this one. So, let's look at the last deck. Last deck is a deck that I'm kind of cooking with. So if you want to climb so much, like you want to climb in the least time possible, I don't know if I would recommend this because it's still in work. But something that I saw was the amazing potential of Akshan Samira. These champions are just match made in heaven, and they are feeling so good. With Glaive, they are just so stupid. You're gonna rally multiple times like turn 6, and this deck is feeling so good when the things are going right for you. This deck is very dependent on your champions, but you can predict into them, you can draw them, as well like, sometimes you just need only one of them. And if you have 6 of them, then it's kind of fine, and you're kind of having them always every game. The deck is about putting your champions on the board, then combining their abilities together, and then just winning the game. Mulligan for them, mulligan for champions. Try to keep them alive with your Shapestone, with the All Out, with the Absorbers, with the Denies, and then take over the board with things like Grappling Hook, with things like Merciless. Deck feels amazing, deck feels very strong, And for example, Samira with Glaive into Flare spam is so strong that it's even stupid. Definitely recommend it. It's kind of more fun, as said. I'm still kind of working on it, so this might not be the final list, but something to definitely try. And I think this deck is pretty good. So, what have you been playing? Like, the meta is not stable at all, so it's kind of still hard to say what is gonna be actually good. But I feel like these decks might stay definitely. Of course, it's gonna not be that aggro as it is now, but yeah, aggro is usually the way in the start of the season. So yeah, give me your decks that you're playing in the comments. And thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, and see ya next time. Goodbye.